Oh, hi. Thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
Troll Media, signing in once again. So, this here is going to be another video of, this fucking idiot, Jonathan. So, he goes to the county board, I guess, to, speak to the people about the building codes and restrictions there at this property that he purchased, and basically gets shot down right there, wasting this poor guy's fucking time and effort. You know, goes in there, has a freaking meeting with this guy. And again, people, this man is recording people on his cell phone without their knowing. They don't know this, which is wrong. That's fucked up. You don't fucking walk into somebody's freaking place of business and video them. What are you gonna fucking do? So, I'm actually going to zoom in on the video so that you can't see the guy's face to protect his likelihood, basically. You'll be able to hear his voice, but you won't be able to see him. All right. So he goes in there bitching about he bought this property and it's against the law. It's against his constitutional right to go to his house, his property that he purchased, which he does. He owns it outright. Fine. You know, okay, guys. He owns the property outright. Dude, you bought it in an old gated community. The bylaws still fucking apply. I'm sorry, dude. You're a fucking idiot for thinking that you could get away with this. Does it suck? Absolutely. I don't like these rules either. I don't like these building restrictions and building codes, but I do like them at the same time, because you know what? It keeps people from trying to put something in like this and fucking it up. All this stuff here, all this stuff has codes and freaking regulations to make sure that it's done properly. And that's just the electrical. You got to deal with plumbing and fucking sewage and this and that and the other. I mean, come on, dude. Seriously. You can't just do that, okay? You want to fucking build a hole in the ground and live in it? Go to Canada. Go to Alaska. Yeah, go to Alaska. You can go to Alaska. That's what I'm watching right here. Life Below Zero. Move to Alaska. You can buy fucking 10 acres of land for like $5,000. Alright, dude? And again, he also states that him and his girlfriend are disabled. Alright, so you're disabled. You know there are jobs out there that you can get as a disabled person? Do you know this? So, what the fuck? And so he also says he's disabled, but yet he's gonna build a fucking home? Alright, so why... Guys, this guy's gotta get shut the fuck down. He is a fucking idiot. It is a shit show, and damn. So, here you go, guys. Here is a 10-minute video of him dealing with the county and trying to get the guy to let him dig a hole to live in it, I guess. Alrighty, guys, here you go.
How you doing, sir?
Hello.
Did you happen to be the Dallas Clark we were just told to speak? Thank you.
Hello,
How
good
you
morning.
doing, sir?
How are you?
Fatigued, stressed,
Oh,
miserable. Me and my girl were told that we needed to speak with you in regards to zoning and stuff like that, and the property that we just recently purchased. It's over.
oh, you're Mr. Penny.
Yes.
Gotta give me a minute. Okay. Obviously, we're going to be at odds with our opinions. I just do what the law state for me to do. I don't make them. In the bay, in city limits, you have they consider it to be occupied or unoccupied or undeveloped. I'm sorry, developed or undeveloped lots. That would be an undeveloped lot. The only way you can do things or stay on the property is to build a home, which that is in a certain subdivision, so it's under R1B, which is single family dwellings. It has minimum square footages. You have to build a home, and then you do your accessory buildings and all that. The city doesn't allow people to come up, even though they own the property, just to pull up a camper and camp on your property for the weekend or this or that, or pitch a tent or whatever. It's just not allowed.
If these rules exist,
Yes, sir.
then first off, I would have a right to have
Oh, sure.
a copy of them.
Yes, sir.
So I
Yes,
would
sir.
ask for that.
Okay, you bet. I'll give you a copy of all that. You bet.
I would state that that is a violation of my constitutional right to be secure in my property.
Yes,
to
sir.
be putting that into the question. And in reality, me and my girl are both disabled.
Mhm.
We're simply trying to survive and enjoy our right to life.
Yes, sir.
We bought the land so that we wouldn't be being harassed and being told that we couldn't be someplace.
Okay. Now,
Because we couldn't afford to keep having to be compelled to move and perform all these extra labors that are not being compensated for.
sure. I understand all that.
I mean, if you guys want to insist that we not be on our property, you need to provide an alternative accommodation, I feel.
Well, all I can do is I just enforce the rules that are in front of me. I don't make them. I'm just the lucky guy that gets to enforce them. So, stay, like I said, staying on the property, we don't allow it. But that's something, at the end of the day, obviously you feel what you have the right to do. We're going to state what our rules are. At the end of the day, a judge decides that. But, are you going to be over at your property today? I mean, you up here now full time, or y'all back and forth somewhere? Or
We've been staying over at the property. We were planning on going around and seeing where we couldn't find pallets locally or whatever to be able to work with and everything. But
can I set up a time with you and meet you over there and we'll talk? And I'll bring all the paperwork. I'll show you the zonings. I'll bring all of it that would apply to you that we're saying the city says you're not in compliance with. I'll bring you a hard copy of all of that,
okay.
and then we'll talk through it. Like at the end of the day, all I'm asking between you and I is we stay civil and professional. I have no my personal opinion on anything means zero. I'm the monkey here that just gets to read the rule and go out and tell somebody something. So
I understand.
I'm just that
and
lucky.
It is
individual.
very insulting the way that bureaucracy has made such a mockery of human necessities. And
Like I said, my personal opinion means zero. I just have to enforce whether I like it or not. A law is kind of like there's the right way to do something in this world, the wrong way, then there's a law. The law can be whatever. It just is. You hate it, love it, or in between.
sadly, a lot of regulations, especially by small communities like this that want to overreach,
Yeah.
get declared
A
unconstitutional.
lot of this was back because this whole town was started as a closed gate community. I mean, they told you what plants you could plant where. I mean, it was down to the pebble.
And people
When
have
all
slowly
that
been,
went away, they still kept, when the originals went bankrupt, the community club bought them out, was FCI. But all the CNRs and the covenants and restrictions and all of that still stays with your deed to your property. It's locked in. So all of that, when you bought it, all those restrictions and everything was right there with the deed. I mean, they're locked in, all that junk, which beyond my comprehension. But if we could agree on a time, I'll come out. It gives me time to kind of get going this morning. I can get you all the copies of that, and I can bring it out there, and we can discuss that.
I mean, like I've said, we're not even actually living on the property. That's just to shelter our necessary tools and equipment
And
that we need to
that's
be
another
able to
part that I'll
develop.
bring in. That's the orange copy, which I had to put out there. What that would be considered as, because there's not a home, there's not a shop, there's not a building, that is considered debris and stuff. You can't have stuff just sitting out on the property.
We
So
came
that's
out there
where-
and there's stuff of littered
But
waste that needs cleared, and so if there's a violation, every one of the owners on that entire block are in violation for having failed to maintain the stuff, which is
that
rotting.
board there is usually totally full and written over on the side. Do it 7 days a week. It's a constant. I constantly do violations all week, every week. Right now it's empty, but I could do it 8 days a week for 26 hours a day. Constant. It never quits. That's why I'm dearly loved. I don't like the municipal part of it. Because usually when I'm doing that, nobody wants to hear what I got to say. Building permits and inspections and all that I enjoy, but the municipal ordinances I don't.
Personally, what we want is a subterranean home anyways.
So, what would be a convenient time for you that I can come up and we'll meet you?
We have no schedule and very little resources to be doing anything, so
I understand.
anytime
It's 9:30. How about 11 o'clock?
that's
Is
fine.
that good for you?
Yep.
Okay. And you got my number, right?
I don't think
I think
so.
you called me a couple of weeks ago, but just in case. There's my cell number on there. Don't you use that cell number, that 253. I do have a office phone. You can
Alrighty.
put that there. You can
Thank
I'll
you.
meet you over at 11. I'll bring copies of everything that applies. And like I said, at the end of the day, we're going to have to do what we got to do. You do what you feel you have to do. And at the end of the day, if there's no agreement, then honestly, it'll just end up at a judge. And they'll do it. So that's our only recourse.
I've already told them I'm charging $2,000 for each appearance I have to make in front of a judge, so.
Like I said, as long as you and I understand it's not personal, I have to do my job. We don't have to agree. I don't have to agree. It's just I have to do what I do.
I understand to a certain degree, but you also, within your position, you have a certain range of discretion that you have as
Well,
well.
there's always interpretation on specific events, but these items are pretty black and white. There's lots of codes that are lots of gray built in because you can't just put into the letter every situation or occurrence that might happen. So you don't look at the letter of the rule, you look at the intent, and you try to achieve the intent. But that's all interpretation.
Right? And if it's my property, I fail to see where
I understand.
the community club or whatever has any interest in what I do with my property. And when it comes into my constitutional rights, they definitely have no say.
It's control,
They don't have any right to control.
architectural control. City has rules. Every city has rules of some sort that they maintain within their city. That's, like I said,
You tell me a city that tells you you can't access your own land. That's essentially what you're trying to tell us and telling us we can't go out there.
that's why I
You
live
can't be
30
out
miles
there.
away on a farm. So I'm just saying.
If we had the resources, we'd be glad to live anywhere as long as we
understand.
just weren't being harassed.
Well, I don't mean to harass you in any way, but I have to do my job because I'm expected to do mine. So we'll let it wash out. Just
Me
That's
and my girl
personal.
are both disabled.
Yeah.
I had to spend all my money for this month fixing the car that we just had to buy last
I
month.
know you said you were broke down. So
Mm-hmm.
okay. Well, I can let me get rolling. I'll get all that made up, and it's nice to meet you. And I'll see you at 11, and we'll just see where it all goes. We'll shake it all out.
Alrighty. Thank you.
All right, you bet.